Hey there, I'm Harold and I help businesses to generate low-cost sales or leads using a uniquely crafted Facebook ad strategy, which is meant to target our targeted audience using creative. So as a result, we're going to have a higher CTR on our ads, and that is going to bring us more results for the same amount of ad spend. And then we can now take this and scale our Facebook ads much easier. So there is a generic or a traditional way of setting up Facebook ads, which is just a complete chaos, and it leads to a lot of businesses failing with their Facebook ads. Because if we are to look at how it's set up, it's just a campaign structure which relies on the targeting through interest targeting and lookalike audiences and exclusions, and also throwing an image, a generic image or a video in isolation of the budget. So the budget becomes a bigger piece of this puzzle, which we now rely on for scaling. So this kind of a generic setup allows your ad to actually enter a phase whereby they could easily get a lower CTR and then get to fatigue much faster, and then they just become unscalable. They become inconsistent and stuff like that. So as a sum, you're going to get to spend more so that you can get to see results. So do you see that it's something that is just going to be an utter chaos, right? However, I've pieced together what I call some sort of a creative targeting method. I still don't know what to call it yet. Sometimes I call it content marketing or content targeting. Now I call it creative targeting, because it's some sort of an approach which allows us to get a higher CTR, as I said. And when you have a higher CTR with the same amount of views or impressions, it means that you're going to have more people landing on your site, whilst previously you would have had less people landing on your site but the same views. Now that allows you to somehow convert a higher fragment of, or a higher percentage of the people that are now on your site, because the people that we targeted, if we look at targeting, it's in two ways. Over here on the previous method, or the traditional or generic method, we now use interest targeting, and we now still have to show these people that we targeted a certain kind of a creative. So if we create a generic creative, or we have a generic video or image in front of this audience, then we might get to talk to a few people over there and they purchase, right? Whilst we could combine targeting with creative or content, where we get to now target these two people twice. We get to appear in front of them, and we use that opportunity through our content to speak to that person, instead of just appearing generically and risk just the person swiping away because they are just interested in seeing the next video or post. We get to target them quickly with something which resonates to them, to their personality and who they are, right? Their belief systems and all that. So we appear in front of them through targeting, through interest targeting, lookalike and all that. Then we take that opportunity to increase our chances of the person clicking by talking to that person. Are you this person? Is this what you're looking for? And then they easily click. We have a higher CTR, and as a result, we're going to have low cost results. So we're going to see sales that are coming in cheaper than before, leads that are coming in cheaper than before, right? So this will allow us to build a system for your business that is going to spend less and bring you more results and bring you consistent result, and you can easily scale it. So you could easily change the budget and you won't see ad fatigue much frequent than before, because the algorithm can tell that this audience that is targeted is the exact audience, and they don't actually pass by. The CTR is higher, so let's throw this ad in front of even more people like that person. Then it becomes some sort of a low cost system or engine, right? So that's more like it. Let me just jump over to one of my ad accounts, which I have some bit of results there, and I'm just going to show you this. So I'll try to blur out most of the stuff so that it gets more comfortable for me to show you this one. So basically over here, as you can see, the CTR, if I say CTR or CTR, whatever, any CTR I choose on this block, it will basically show you that the CTR is much higher, right? The lowest I've got, as you can see, is like 8.67, meaning the content which I've used is somehow talking to a higher percentage of the people that are getting impressions on this kind of an ad. And that brings me a higher number of add to carts and then initiate checkouts, and I get to see purchases that are actually cheaper than the average in the market, right? So as you can see over here, I got sales for a product that is valued at like 500 rands, which is like around 40 US dollars, and it was somewhere much cheaper like these, right? So you can do the numbers for yourself, and I'll show you even another kind of proof to show you that this method works, and it's something that we could implement for your business, and it gets to bring you some sort of results that are cheaper. All right, again, here are some results that I've got to share with you. I just tried to filter some of them and find the ones which I could find the exact date, like if I set up time and stuff like that. So on these specific ones, if I just say last okay, here are some of the results just to add on top of the other ones. So in this ad account, what I have, it's like results that are coming in at a very cheaper or lower cost, because the CTR is a bit higher on these ones, right? And this too. However, the results came in, the value was higher whilst I spent much less. So that's basically the whole trick. It's not trying to spend more so that you can scale. It's basically to try and get as many people who see your ad to click on it. So if we work around that, and that's basically part of what I'll be doing with you, generating the kind of content that's going to actually resonate with your audience, and we bring in less cost results for your business. So if you'd like to work with me, just leave me a message and I'll be able to walk over your business with you and see if this will be the right fit for you. So that's more like it. I'll hear from you, and cheers.